the situation that people are here in North Carolina has not been projected in the media the way it really is. It has been done by people.
Mm-hmm.
The people here in North Carolina, I'm telling you, are freaking troopers.
Yeah.
And people from other states,
Mm-hmm.
disaster recovery groups and people
Yeah.
helping, are an army I have never seen in my entire life. And that's going to feed me into what I wanted to recap about next. I had my near-death out-of-body experience, first one in 2005. I came back from that one charged with extrasensory abilities, the ability to see truth and see through the veil. Dealing with the world, which anybody who's had a near-death out-of-body experience knows that is extremely difficult for us. Dealing with the world got the better of me, and I pushed, the world aside.
Mm-hmm.
I love my spiritual
Right.
center. I swear I'd be perfectly happy being a monk living,
Sure.
And I was telling Mary earlier that part of that, and then having my 3 near-death experiences in May, act like a revelation to me.
Mm-hmm.
It made me realize, first of all, Creator made both, positive, negative, good, bad. You gotta have both.
Yeah.
You cannot exist in a world that does not have, or this world that doesn't have both.
Yeah, the evil has to
Yeah.
be there.
So here I am swaying to one side. I want to be spiritual. Forget all this, worldly chaos. I don't want any part of it. That mindset is actually what got me my near-death out-of-body experiences in May. Because when COVID hit, boy, did I revert. I went so far down into my molehole that I wanted nothing to do with anybody
It was
anywhere.
a crazy time.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
nobody was
I
logical.
didn't want to deal with it. And spiritually speaking, that's selfish because,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want the chaos, the upset, the ignorance. I don't want it. I.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hurricane Helene hit and reminded me it's not about I. It's about creation, and creation is positive, negative, good, bad. You have polarity.
Mm-hmm.
It's here. You cannot deny it. So when you deny one side, you're out of balance. You are not going to be in balance. So what I've learned is through this hurricane and the aftermath, you can love spirit and love the peace and quiet and harmony and peace, love, joy, all you want. But when spirit calls you to the front line to fight, you better do it. Because if you don't do it, you're causing more. You're not evening the playing field when you're silent and you don't speak and you don't share your truth and your thoughts. Now, truth is, of course, in the eye of the beholder and in the person itself. But when you share that truth, it goes out and it speaks to others and it communicates with others. If we don't share our truth, nobody's none the wiser. Everybody's ignorant.
Right.
So I was telling Mary, and she said it makes me very angry, and I was like, yeah, I understand that. But God gave us a great outlet. Creativity.
Mm-hmm.
That's our outlet. You write. Let's say you experience something horrible, Don't wallow in it and pack it away and bury it and not communicate and talk to people about it. Write a song. Play a musical melody to it. Write a movie or a screenplay or a book or paint it. You got to use the creativity to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you get it out and expect someone to understand it or get it. That's where we fall off track. You get it out because that's what was sent through you and you want to share it with the world. You just want to share it. And just by sharing, you create change. Then you start getting these scales that are like this starting to balance out. That's, I think, everybody's purpose in life is to keep the scales balanced.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. But that doesn't mean we can't do it. So, when I say I'm going to start writing again, I'm going to give everybody a heads up. It's probably not going to be happy, happy, joy, joy, beauty, peace, love, spiritual stuff, because that is not what I have been drugged through in the past 4 months.
Yeah.
It ends there, but to get there, you have to go through all the muck. You have to go through the mud. And so eventually, every story I write, everything I share will always end up with, the divine at the end, always. But there's a lot of things that happen that people don't like to talk about or don't like to recognize or understand. And a lot of it has to do with the government we're coming
it's so
into
indifferent,
now.
And to come to an agreement, you just have to say, we'll agree to disagree.
Well, the point being, no one needs to agree.
No.
That's what freedom of thought and freedom of speech
that's
is.
Whose ever view, right.
You just share, and that's it. Share, empty, no expectations, nothing. Yeah. But so a lot of the things I'm probably going to be posting, actually I have one, a couple of videos that I did during the COVID, and I took them off because they were very harsh, and I'm probably going to be putting them back on because we're in that time now to where everything's being open, everything's being revealed, and if you've got the information to reveal the bad or evil or whatever you want to call it, then you need to get it out there. It's almost like a soul duty. Mm-hmm. You can't unsee evil, and you can't erase it. You can't unsee suffering and pain and horror and erase it. Mm. But what you can do is redesign it. So you take that and redesign it into a creative outlet, and then you've created some balance. So I will be posting those. If you don't like what I write, then don't read it, but read the headline. If it speaks to you and says, okay, this might be something I want to read or listen to, then move with it. Don't knock it off just because it goes against your belief system, because that's what's gotten their butt in the hanger right now.
Or read it anyway, and then if you question it,
send me an email and ask me a question. Everybody knows they can do that. Just ask a question, but do not bury it, do not hide it, do not skip over it, don't put it under the rug, because that's why we're in the position we are now politically, is because everything got pushed under the rug. And I even think the last podcast I said to Mary, when she was pulling questions, and I said, we're going to keep pulling questions until I get a spiritual question, because I was so tired of the physical. But now I've had a couple of months under my belt to understand, look, you can't have one. Nothing's one way. It's like my friend Bonnie, I've known her since I was 18. She has always said to me, Jennifer, life ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way.
That's for sure.
And it's funny, of course, I did not know what any of that
and
meant.
Unexpected, yeah.
Yeah. Now I know what that means. It's not. It's always going to be ever changing. So you got to change with it. You can't put one way and say, this is it, this is the way.
And you got to believe what I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way, and we see that now. So everything should be just this harmonious language of love and exchange, Mm-hmm. Love the challenge, because it's going to bring the light, always does. Oh, sure. Love the aggression, because it's always going to bring joy, Mm-hmm. I mean, that moon changes every 2.5 days. So do we. It's be okay with the change. Don't get restricted.
Like you said, you lived through this. You learned.
Oh yeah.
And now it's opened your eyes to.
I have learned a lot through this disaster.
We all every day learn something.
And the greatest thing is chaos, horror,
right?
Awful things people have experienced. I'm extremely blessed. Horrible things people have experienced, and I tell you, I have never cried so many tears in my entire life combined than I have in the past 4 months. Not because of suffering or loss or what happened, because I have seen so many beautiful people come together. I mean, the beauty and the amazing spirit of the human spirit brings me to tears in a heartbeat, because you don't get to see that often in life.
Yeah.
You really don't. I haven't. Everybody's always crying over suffering and loss and poor me stuff. This is different. I mean, when you see strangers just come and they are so genuinely in love with helping people,
serving,
you cannot erase that and say it's not tear worthy. But I'm telling you, I've never cried so much in my life than I have in these past 4 months, for the beauty and the love of that human spirit. And you know me, I like animals more than humans. And I've had my eyes opened. Yes, there are some amazing, beautiful souls out there. And the one thing I'm going to leave you with this broadcast is find them, connect with them. That's what makes life beautiful. That's what makes life, any disaster, make everything your flock that fits with you. If you want loving, benevolent, kind people, then that's who you surround yourself with.
Well, and it spreads.
Because of course, it's energy.
You feel that, and people are so naturally. Then you too want to.
It's energy.
Exactly.
Energy is always transferring. So on the opposite, if you don't want mean, horrible, hurtful, harmful people, then don't put yourself in that group. Now you're going to have to deal with them because they're there. But you don't have to have them in your personal circle, your group, your energetic circumference. Deal with them, yes, kindly, but that's not your circle. You circle yourself with who is like you, who you want to be with.
That's what gives you the fuel to then face.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is.
I've had an army of people behind me during this whole fight. An army. Strangers I never even knew. I know them now. And that's what you want. You want that posse of people in your circle. And the reason I'm saying this is because these disasters are not going to end. They're not going to. I have a laundry list of visions, and they're not going to end because it is part of the evolutionary shift and the political shakedown that we're going through. And we saw that right after Hurricane Helene. You got the California fires. You've got mysterious objects in the sky, which, I'm sorry, are not FAA because they're bus-sized objects, and they're all over the globe. And FAA cannot infiltrate the skies in other countries. There's flight restrictions. So I don't know what that's about, but all I know is we've got a lot of information coming out and a lot coming down the pipeline. And the vision I received coming up March and April are going to possibly have some kind of financial disaster, financial
breakthrough.
I keep seeing it like, I don't know what, I just keep seeing it caving in, and it's based on finances, money, the system. And then July is being shown to be technology, like Wi-Fi going away, or electrical grid going away. So it's funny, March and April I see stepping down, and then July I see this explosion, this going away. And that has to do with technology. So March and April finances, July technology breakdowns or something. And it's not a state, it's widespread. It's global, if not completely global. The country, yeah. It's a widespread thing. So those are my two heads up. And for anybody who's new to listening to this podcast, I also gave predictions last year, which ended up coming exactly true to date. Hurricane Helene was one of them. I don't put out the fear factor, I put out the intelligence factor. The intelligence is, if you know or feel or sense what I just said speaks to you and you feel that it's a possibility, do something about it. Don't go blind and wait until, March 20th and go, oh, yeah, I remember her saying that. It's a little too late then to get your mind in the,